Hi, this is Greg with Lionquestfitness. Today we're going to look at some Smith & Wesson J-frame snubs on the table. Now first off, we have a Model 36 no dash. This is Carlita, nickel plated. Got precision specialty grips on the gun. I do have the original grips. This gun was made approximately 1965. And this is an example of what Smith & Wesson used to make. Because of all four guns, this is the most accurate. And I'm good with this gun up to 30, 35 yards. Now the next gun we're going to look at is also a Chief Special. Now this one has a 3-inch bull barrel. And this gun belonged to my old friend Mr. Holster and was a gift from him. Now I did not have the original grips, but I got these Batalur grips, which work very well for this gun. Gives me plenty of purchase on the gun. I do carry this gun occasionally. The one thing that I do have to do with this gun, which was made approximately 1982, I believe. But for whatever reason, I guess because of the 3-inch barrel, I have to raise the elevation of the gun or I'm going to shoot low. In other words, I have to bring the sight over the trench rather than even with the rear trench. But this is a nice shooter, and I am accurate with it, at least up to 25 yards, possibly more. Now let's look at a gun I call a necessary evil. And this is a modern airweight Smith & Wesson. And I say a necessary evil because I really do not like this gun, but I often have to carry it during the summer or if I need deep concealment. And it's not a bad shooting gun. I also have the precision specialty grips on this gun. And if you can see the clear coat that they finished this gun with, it doesn't hold up very well. And it's, I pocket carry it. And be honest with you, I haven't carried it that much in the 4 years that I've owned this gun. But I do carry it at times. And the reason I'm not a real big fan of the airweights is because of the light weight. It tends to be a little less accurate than an all-steel snub that absorbs recoil. And for this gun, for most people, it's going to be a 5-yard, 7-yard gun at best. For me, I can get pretty accurate with it at 15 yards. But past that, it kind of falls apart. For me, I'm sure there are people who could shoot an airweight snub like this at 25, 30, 50 yards. But for me and for most people, it's, close quarters. But once again, that's what a snub-nose revolver is for. Self-defense at close quarters. Here we have another modern Smith, the 640, which was developed by Smith & Wesson at the urging of Colonel Rex Applegate of OSS fame. In fact, I had an opportunity to talk to one of his descendants recently, and he had seen my video on Colonel Applegate and the shooting of a Mexican farmer who had attacked him and a Mexican army officer with a machete. And he corroborated the way I told the story, that was the story his grandfather always told him. And I like this gun a lot. This is one of the guns that I often carry. It slides in and out of a holster very, very well. It's like a panther, very sleek. The contours are very smooth and very easily concealed. I've got the Battalier grips on this gun, and for me this tends to help fill up the hand and stabilizes the gun for shooting. Now, I do have a problem with this gun, and this is typical Smith & Wesson quality control. The barrel is slightly clocked, and I'm sure it's within their specs, but past 7 yards, I have to make sure that when I sight the gun, I turn it ever so slightly to the left to be able to hit on target. Now, one thing I want to point out is that the barrels on these Smith & Wesson Snubs, even the Model 10 and Model 60 K-frame snubs is only 1 inch and 7/8 in length. One of the reasons I like this gun so much is that the barrel is 2 inches and 1/8, giving you a little more velocity on whatever ammo you choose to use. Now, what I carry in my small snubs, Hornady Critical Defense, I do carry the Plus P, and some may say, well, why would you carry Plus P at an older gun like this that they don't recommend Plus P for? Well, the bottom line is it's relative. Hornady is not the stoutest Plus P that you can get. I would not run a 158 grain Plus P from Buffalo Bore or Underwood in this gun, but the Critical Defense is actually soft shooting. And in most of my small frame snubs, that's what I carry now, is the Hornady Critical Defense. So the question always comes up, Greg, why do you carry a snub-nosed revolver, small frame revolver? Well, the bottom line is a gun like this goes places that many other guns can't go, or that the owner won't carry. For most of my day-to-day travel, I want a gun that goes where I go. And this is Greg with Lionquest Fitness.